Hey guys, and welcome in the No Hype Zone. I'm Seth.
This is Lance.
This is episode 43.
Yes, sir. Break it down. Who's 43?
Who you got? I got Darren Sproles.
I knew you were saving that. I didn't get a chance to pull him up.
Yeah.
I can't. I think that's Siakam wear 43.
Yeah.
Pascal Siakam.
Yeah.
I don't know nobody else that wears 43, so I'm gonna go with Siakam. He's killing tonight.
Speaking of Siakam, how's Toronto doing without Kawhi? Are they? Did they just beat somebody the other night?
Yes, they did.
Toronto just beat?
They beat the Clippers. I believe. No, they beat the Lakers.
They beat the Lakers.
Yep. And Siakam had a double-double. Again, he's been playing like a monster. He's enjoying his role now. He didn't want to say that he wanted to see Kawhi leave, but he's not mad that Kawhi left because of the fact that he has more shot opportunities, especially with him and Danny Green gone. So he's able to shine.
There you go. All right, well, we are here at Atlas Performance Training. This is where this is our day job, and our night job, and our morning job.
Yep.
We're seemingly here all the time.
All the time.
And you can be too. If you guys want to train with us, come and join us.
Yep.
You know, and hey, we have someone just leaving right now. Had a really good workout. She's sweating, hopefully. Travis really kicked her ass. All right, so what do we got? We want to start with
LSU, Alabama, the big one.
Yeah, so that was a big game, I think, in the NFL and college. I mean, that game was huge. I mean, 2 versus 3. I mean, huge implications. Great game to watch. I only got to watch. Well, we both got to only watch the first half. We watched the first half together. Well, half of the first half.
Half of the first half. 3/4 of the first half.
We had a guy next to us, you know, showing us all sorts of non-football related stuff. But as we digress, that was a great game.
Yeah.
That was like the game.
Do we credit Tresendra for going down to, Alabama, Tuscaloosa, and, breaking that tradition because she went down there in her LSU gear?
I think that's awesome.
Yeah, I mean,
love to go into the Lion's Den, as a fan.
Yeah.
Every now and again.
She went down there in the Lion's Den and, brought them some luck. But getting to the game itself, we enjoyed watching the game on Saturday. We didn't watch the whole thing. We watched the whole thing. We watched the first half together. And from what we seen, it was a true dogfight of 2 powerhouses. Tua, the guy on CBS, I forgot the commentator's name, but he describes Tua's playing style to a T. He said he looks like he's passing the baton to his wide receivers.
Yeah.
And what's his name? Jury, the receiver for Alabama, who doesn't.
Jerry Jeudy.
Right, Jerry Jeudy, who doesn't drop anything.
Yeah, he'll probably be the #1 receiver taken in the draft.
Well, he's going to get that wide receiver award. What's that? The Belichick, you know what I'm talking about?
Yeah, Biletnikoff award.
But it was a battle of powerhouses, and it was everything we expected it to be.
Yeah. So 46-41, LSU pulled it out. They had a 20-point lead at halftime.
Yep.
And I thought, when I saw the 20-point lead, I said, okay, everybody hold up. Everyone's like, oh my God, yeah, LSU's got it in the bag. Alabama's been in situations like this before.
Yep.
And they always seem to kind of pull it out. It's very rare that they don't pull it out. I remember Georgia last year in the title game. They were down by a lot. Halftime came back and won. Mm-hmm. Granted, they were in the championship game. They were down by a lot. Didn't come back. But don't ever count Alabama out.
No.
And I didn't either. So now everyone's like, hey, LSU is the best, as they should be deservedly #1. I agree. But that's why I'm going to remind people of this. If we look at the stat sheet, okay, Tua Tagovailoa, 418 yards passing.
The time.
Najee Harris, 146 yards rushing. 146 yards. So, with that being said, LSU #1, I get it. But your defense needs some work. So if Alabama can come in there, throw for 400-plus yards, run for almost 150 yards, who's to say that someone like, I don't know,
Ohio State?
a really good team,
like Ohio
who's very
State?
well put together.
Like Ohio State.
So what I'm trying to say is, okay, naysayers, Ohio State doesn't play anybody. Go ahead, doubt it. Go ahead and doubt it. Ohio State's going to surprise a lot of people this year. They're a complete team, and they crush people. Now, they played like, Rutgers and Nebraska. They don't play anybody. But the teams that came in who were supposed to do well, who had good defenses like Wisconsin, had the #1 defense at the time, crushed it. Michigan State had the #1 defense at the time, crushed it. We're about to play Penn State here in a couple weeks. We'll see how that goes. Yeah, and then Michigan, who's very one-dimensional and a very slow-moving offense, should crush them.
So my no hype on that is that one of the things I can credit Seth with is that he has not been in his hype with Ohio State to the point where he doesn't speak objectively. He'll tell you LSU should be #1. I know that he's a huge fan of Ohio State. My argument to that is Ohio State definitely is the sexy team overall when you look at them with the eye test. The problem is the schedule is a bunch of tin cans up there. Not all tin cans, but you have a few tin cans that they've knocked out. But they've done what they were supposed to do with those tin cans, and that's the thing I want to credit them with. That they didn't just win the games by 1 touchdown, 2 touchdowns. You're looking at scores of, I think it was twice you guys hit 70 points this year, which is amazing.
Yep.
And so with that being said, everybody's going to be excited about the national championship game if LSU and Ohio State makes it. Alabama is definitely still a top 4 team to me. Yep. The problem that I have, and this is going to segue into our next little subject, is Clemson being up there, because the eye test doesn't show me that Clemson is the best team and one of the better teams in the country. And then you look at the teams that they played against, they had some trouble with those teams. The North Carolina game, I'm still going to hold against them. They should have blew that team out, even though they was coached by Mac Brown. So putting them at 3 to me is just, I don't know, rewarding them from winning last year.
But they almost have to do it by default because they're undefeated.
Okay.
In the schedule that they play, I understand that. So we were discussing this.
Yeah.
What if Auburn? Okay, Auburn plays Georgia this weekend. Auburn has 2 losses. One against Florida on the road, one against LSU on the road. Okay. If they beat Georgia, and let's say they beat Alabama, I'm saying hypothetical, they'll have 3 wins in the top 10. They'll beat Oregon at the beginning of the year, Georgia, who's ranked 4, and then Alabama at the end of the year, who'll be ranked 5 or whatever, 4, 5, 6, whatever. Would you put a no-loss Clemson in over a 2-loss Auburn?
No.
If at the end of the year, all things being equal, if Vegas has Auburn and Clemson, you put them at a neutral site.
No, Auburn.
Who's going to be favored in that game?
Auburn.
And doesn't the committee want to get the 4 best teams in there?
Right.
Clemson, to me, trying to be as no hype as I can, as you say, the eyeball test. To me, they don't quite pass you. They're getting better. I'll give them this. They're getting better because I think
they don't
beat.
Look it.
Yeah, they beat somebody this weekend, North Carolina State. They beat them. I don't know, 50 something to whatever. Who cares? Who cares in my mind? It's unfortunate that that's how the system is set up currently right now. We're talking about going to 8 teams. They would still get in regardless in the 8 teams, but you play the games on paper. I'm sorry, you play the games on the field.
Right.
On the field, right? So. Just like what happened to Ohio State a couple years ago when they got in, when Penn State won the conference, but Ohio State got boat raced 30-0 against Clemson.
Yeah, they did.
So we'll see what happens when they play a real squad.
Yeah,
if it comes down to that.
To me, to be honest with you, I think it's going to all work itself out when it comes down to these conference championships. The way Clemson is playing, I wouldn't be surprised to see them get upset. Does ACC have a conference championship?
Yeah.
They might get upset in there. I don't know who, but it's just that they're not playing championship ball right now.
Right.
And outside, I like Georgia. However, I'm scared that Georgia's going to run into the same buzzsaw that they run into all the time. During this time of the year, they always have a perennial 1 loss, and then they
already had that against South Carolina.
So they got that 1 loss, and then they got to go, and because they're in the tough SEC, because of their schedule, they're going to lose to somebody in the next couple of weeks, and that's going to be held against them. And Georgia looks like a top 4 team. I believe Auburn is definitely running.
Gotta be up there.
Is up there. Oregon looks good. I don't see them.
They
as
have
top
1 loss.
4.
They were leading that whole game by 59 minutes and 53 seconds. They lost at the very end to Auburn.
Yeah.
Their quarterback was hurt and their wide receivers were hurt.
So when it comes down to it, my 4 is LSU, Ohio State, Alabama, Georgia.
But
Oregon on the 5th.
But how's it gonna end up? Who's your final 4 at the end of the season once everything shakes out? I'll give you mine because I've thought about this already. So you're gonna have LSU. They're gonna be the SEC winners. They got to play Georgia, so that's gonna knock Georgia out. You're gonna have Ohio State. They're most likely gonna play either Wisconsin or Minnesota. Right. Hopefully they pull that out. So you got them. Number 3, you're going to have Clemson. They're just by default.
I'm seeing them lose to somebody stupid. That's just the whole thing.
Right?
I don't see Clemson. I can't see them running the table. And then if they do run the table, I'm going to be upset to see them in the Final 4.
Yes.
To be honest.
But they almost got to put them in there. Hey, we've got no losses. That's going to be their argument. But then your strength of schedule is like 130th out of 129 schools.
Yeah, they better turn it around.
And my 4th team is going to be Ready for this one? Either Utah's got one loss, Oregon's got one loss. So they're going to play each other in the Pac-12. You got to put them in there.
Yeah. So
because right now Oklahoma is ranked like 12th right now. You know they have one loss. Their loss is a bad loss to Kansas State.
Yeah.
Then Oklahoma and Baylor play each other. They play each other either this weekend or next weekend, and they'll play each other again for the Big 12 championship game. But I think Oregon or Utah is going to trump all that. So the Big 12 is going to get left out this year, in my opinion.
My thing about the Oklahoma had a chance to get themselves back in the running, but they didn't play so hot this Saturday. I can't remember the game that they played. But
Iowa State.
Yeah. And they should have, to me,
they almost lost.
They almost lost that game. And that was the game they should have won, because with so many teams in the top 10 that you knew that was going to, somebody had to lose between the LSU-Alabama game. Somebody had to lose between the Iowa-Penn State game. Right. So you had a chance to move up, and that was the time for you to have a good audition for the BCS committee, or is that they still call it the BCS?
No, just the playoff committee.
The playoff committee.
And if I'm a committee member and I'm looking at Oklahoma team having one loss at the end of the year, I'm going to say no defense.
Yeah,
not a complete team.
Same thing.
No defense.
Yep.
They don't deserve to be in there.
Yep.
Which is why Oregon or Utah, whoever wins the Pac-12, in my opinion, will get it.
My 4 is LSU, Ohio State. I gotta agree with you on the Oregon. I know that Georgia can't make it because you can't have LSU and Alabama in at the same time. So I'm thinking my 4th team would be Alabama. I think they're gonna find a way to get Alabama in.
How about this one? What if Georgia beats LSU in the SEC championship game? Now you have a one-loss LSU and a one-loss Georgia.
Now
what do you do?
Now then that bumps to me. That trumps Alabama. That trumps Alabama.
So you would have LSU. So would you have a one-loss non-conference championship winner in over a Pac-12 champion?
Yes. Yep. Pac-12 is good. Right. Nothing on the Pac-12, but it's SEC football is the closest thing to NFL football.
Okay. So you're going with the best 4?
I'm going with the best 4. Okay. It's not just the champions of the conferences, although that might be the fair way about going about it. But at the end of the day, New Year's Eve, I want to see the best 4 teams in the country go at it. So, again, my 4 again: LSU, Ohio State. I would like to say Oregon, and either Alabama or Georgia will be the 4th team.
So you're pulling Clemson all the way out of there.
I don't like Clemson.
Yeah.
I like them last year.
They don't look good. They're not polished. Right. You're right. They're not a championship squad. Yep. I agree with you.
Yep.
All right. Tell us what you think. Comment on who you think your top 4 should be now and at the end of the season.
I like that. All right. So next up, we're going the return of the Valley Sports. I had a call, and everybody know you always hear me talking about having conversations with my brother Sid and my boy Dave, and talking with Seth, and I'm around here running around talking about how I'm enjoying watching Kyler Murray and Kirk. That's the new
Christian
sexy
Kirk,
deep duo in NFL to me. If they get an offensive line, the Cardinals is going to be fun to watch. And if the defense can find a way...
Offensive line, man.
The offensive line sucks. It stinks.
You've got a GM who was an offensive lineman. How do you not know to get offensive linemen?
That offensive line is softer than wet toilet tissue. It is terrible. Kyler Murray, every possession, he's running around like a chicken with his head cut off, trying to make the best plays possible. But what I seen this Sunday between him and Kirk, I said, there it is. That was magic. Those 2 touchdown passes to Kirk, I'm, again, not jumping on the Cardinals bandwagon. I just enjoy watching the Cardinals.
But it's there. It's like the fire is there. Like the foundation is there. Brand new head coach.
Yep.
You got to give him time, Cardinals fans. Give him like 2 or 3 years, man, to kind of get the pieces that they need to get in there, and they're going to be a good team.
They are.
Eventually.
So hopefully I'm just looking for the next couple of years.
Yeah.
You did good, Cardinals. I'm looking forward. You got a person that's going to be watching you every Sunday, because I used to just do something else.
Me too.
I'll find something to do and wouldn't watch it.
Yeah.
And then getting back to the head of the subject, the return of Valley Sports. Booker is looking like a top 10 basketball player in the NBA. He still needs some polishing, but that fire is there. He has that Sith mentality. He believes he can win the game by himself. And I can just imagine when they get Aiden back with the type of team that they have now, with Barnes there, you got Jaminski, you got Booker, you got Rubio. I was talking bad about them picking up Rubio, but Rubio is an excellent
Ricky
pickup.
Rubio.
Man, look, the Suns have went from having NBA prospects to actual NBA players on their team. team, and they might scare somebody and see it went as far as to say that they might shock people and end up in the AFC.
Okay.
Might.
That'd be nice.
And that would be beautiful, but after watching what I seen last night between the Lakers and Phoenix, which was a great game, I felt like I was looking in the beginning of 2000 when Shaq and Kobe was coming to town and playing against, Steve Nash, and that's the type of atmosphere. And I wasn't in the Valley at that time, I was in Chicago, but you could see that game was a big game. That was like one of them games I stay up all night to watch on ESPN. So kudos to the Suns, kudos to the Cardinals.
And to piggyback off of that, the Coyotes, I think, are 2 games over 500 right now. If the playoffs were to start, they would be in the playoffs. Okay. They just had filed off 2 wins. Win against. No, they lost against. No, they're playing the Blues tonight. They beat. Who'd they beat? They just beat Washington in a shootout. They lost to Minnesota in a shootout. So you still get 1 point at least if you lose in a shootout. Okay. So they're actually looking not bad. So good for the Coyotes as well, to all you hockey nerds out there.
Right. So to all you free agents that happen to be watching this right now, the weather. What's the weather right now?
My watch says 75 degrees.
75 degrees.
We're in the shade.
In the shade. All you guys that bypass Phoenix and just want to go to LA, and I was thinking of something. You notice how they were saying like nobody wants to go to New York to play because they say Dolan is bad or the Giants' ownership is bad. Most people
all New York sports are.
Yeah, but most people, when free agents come along, they either want to play in Florida or they either want to play in Los Angeles or California, and more than likely they want to play in California. You would think they want to play in Texas where there's no taxes and stuff like that. I think Florida doesn't have tax things either. But you can't tell. Why are you guys bypassing the Valley? The Valley is beautiful. Besides the summertime, which you guys don't play basketball in the summertime, play football in the summertime. You don't do none of that stuff in the summertime. This place is amazing to live, just to play, to be the man, all that. So I digress, but I just
if you want to be the man in Phoenix, man, you're going to be like, they're going to shower you, man. You're going to be a king.
Westbrook, don't make it in Houston. Remember, that Instagram text I sent to you, that's to you in case you're watching it. Happy birthday, by the way. You had a birthday 2 days ago. Anyway, getting back to the subject. Load management.
Man crush.
Yeah,
load
that's
management.
My dude. Load management.
Okay, here's my take on load management, all right? So Kawhi, big time load management, right? 82 games in a season, right? If I'm an owner, in the contract, I'm going to go like this. All right, you want 20 games load management? I'm going to pay you for 62 games. You pick whatever 20 you want, I don't care. But I'm only going to pay you. Like, if I had a regular job, right, I get PTO, right? Right. But if I need to take a day off and I don't have any more PTO, I don't get paid.
Right. So this is my thing. The players are not calling the load management. It's the trainers.
Kawhi's not saying load. When he went to Toronto, he was like load management. That was part of his shtick. And then when he went and had an interview at Doc Rivers' house with Steve Ballmer, he's like, load management.
They said that this worked in Toronto. This is what's needed for him to work in LA.
I'm all for it.
He's considered still injured. He's still considered injured. Although he's playing good, he's still rehabilitating from his injury. Like tonight, Anthony Davis is not playing because it's a back-to-back it's a back-to-back. So
put that in their contract. So, hey, I'm going to sit 10 games, pay for 72.
Okay, but the flip side to that is I'm hurt and I'm out there playing and I'm not 100%, and then you're going to be you pay me to win the championship. Yeah, but you paid me to win the championship.
Right.
And you didn't the Clippers didn't pick Kawhi up so that he can beat James Harden and win regular season games. Right. They picked him up and Paul George for the playoffs to win that. So and if his situation, his diagnosis is saying, okay, yeah, you're able to play, you're not so hurt that you can't play, but you also can't play this regiment, and this is going to help you be able to achieve the goal of the team and yourself of winning the championship. This is how many games you got to play. So it's the trainers that's going up to the coach saying he's sitting out this game. That's why the NBA is upset, because they're thinking that it's the team saying, well, it is a team, but it's the team trainers saying, okay, you got a nationally televised game, you're not playing. I understand the beef on that, definitely. As from a fan point of view,
follow the money.
I don't like the load management thing as a fan, but as a person who trains and understands that the body needs to rest just as much as play, I understand it. And as far as the pay of it, if it's not the player saying that I need to sit out, then as fans, we got to be able to understand that just like when Michael Jordan went out, I believe his second year in the NBA, and I remember watching all those Bulls games, we picked up George Gervin, the Iceman.
Oh, yeah, the silky smooth, the layup guy. Yeah.
Because
Okay.
Jordan was the man, and everybody became Bulls crazy. I was watching on Channel 32, Jim Durham, Johnny Red Curve. That's how old school it goes. and we had a bunch of cupcakes on that team, and we picked up George Gervin to kind of help with the scoring load. And Jordan had to sit out, and Jordan was mad because he wanted to come back, and they kept telling him no. And then when he came back, he was playing like 5-10 minutes per game. And I don't remember Jordan getting hurt since then. But I would rather have a player who can play some of the season than you sitting them out the whole season.
Yeah.
It just that. So that's my argument when it comes to load management.
All right. Okay, so like I said, you pay him for, hey, we're going to sit you out for 10 games, right? Let's just put it in your contract. But then how they can make it up is in the playoffs. Do they get paid per playoff win or something like that, or per playoff series or whatever like that?
No,
I don't know how that works, but if we'll sit you out in regular season, but you can make up that money again however deep you get into the playoffs.
But the people that's sitting there, you're not hiring those people for regular season that's doing the low. I understand your point.
But you still got to get to the playoffs, though. You still got to get there.
I completely understand. The people that you're picking up, like a Kawhi Leonard, is a hired gun. He's a talent.
Yes.
You don't want him for the season. So if we're talking about somebody like Tyler Johnson, who's making $20 million for the summer, who shouldn't be making $20 million.
Who's that?
He doesn't go under load management.
Yeah.
If he's hurt, he's sitting out.
Right.
But because of the fact that you're going to play until you can't play no more, and then when you can't play, we'll replace you.
Right.
But if I got a player that I need to win a championship with, and I know that you can't go the whole mile, I'm not going to recruit you and then tell you I'm going to penalize you for you being hurt when I already knew this coming into the situation. And I also seen the success of Toronto. I get what you're saying.
So you're saying Kawhi is hurt, so that's a special situation. What if you're not hurt?
There's no such thing as load management. You just taking a day off, and then your argument is right.
Okay, that's what I'm saying.
But that's not load management. That's just cats just taking days off. You got cats. That's what I'm saying.
Then you pay them for the games that they play.
Well, yeah, that's in general, yeah. But that's not the load management.
Right.
The load management is people like Anthony Davis who is hurt. People like Kawhi Leonard, like LeBron James if he's hurt.
But then I can see like the loophole in there. Oh, I'm hurt. Kawhi's quad is hurt.
Yeah. Yeah, but those guys are not treated like everybody else, and they don't produce like everybody. They produce above and beyond.
Which is why they make the big bucks.
Exactly. So my thing, we can split hairs on this left and right, but the thing of the matter is, as a fan, I understand your beef, but you guys got to grow up. You got to understand that, hey, basketball is good now, it's great now, but it's better in April and in May and in June. And you want to see
the playoffs like half the year. Yeah. Anyway, all right, we got 7 minutes left.
All right, so next up, really quick, state of the NBA, really quick. Rockets, they maintain it. I don't see them being a playoff, doing anything different in the playoffs. Really quick.
Lakers rating 2.
Lakers looking great. LeBron is back to Miami. LeBron, he's on fire. He's point guard LeBron. Yeah. He's literally, I don't even know where to put him in the category because he doesn't need to score a lot. You see how efficient he is as a point guard. He's triple-double machine. He's just next level. And AD is on another level. The Clippers looking good.
My Trailblazers are 3 and 6.
Want to know why? Baker Mayfield is taking place. I'm not knocking Damon Lillard. I'm Baker Mayfield's scenario. What I mean by that is you got Damon spitting bars left and right. Boom, 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 boom. Yeah. CJ McCollum is doing his thing. Everybody's playing these Game of Zone images, but nobody's focusing on the chip no more. And so you need to make a trade to shake things up. Gotcha. Denver is doing what they're supposed to do. The Bulls is a disappointment because every time I look at Zach,
Kobe White had a monster game last night.
He had a monster game, but Zach LaVine, the reason why I say the Bulls is my disappointment because Zach LaVine, I expected more from Zach LaVine, and he's come see, come side. One day it's a good game, then the next day it's some crap. So, and then Miami, he's looking good. Minnesota's all right. Sacramento,
Milwaukee's up there.
Milwaukee's is killing it, and we already talked about Phoenix is above. Dallas combination, that's another sexy dude.
Ooh, Luka.
Oh, Luka and
the unicorn.
Oh, they pretty. They're so pretty. They're so pretty. So that's my quick little rundown. We'll get more into the state of the NBA when we do our show this weekend because we got a special show that we're doing this weekend. So I'm gonna say that. Last but not least, what we gonna do with this Lamar Jackson? We got 2 minutes. What we gonna do with him?
It's fun to watch. I hope he can keep it up. I think they're doing it right in the sense of it's not like, hey, if it's not there, take off. They have some set runs for him. He can throw the ball. He can throw. But like we said at the very beginning of the season, their offense is predicated on like
smash
the single wing, like old school kind of football.
Yeah.
So that's why they're fun to watch, man. They're kicking ass.
Yeah.
So good for Lamar, man. Like making the people in Baltimore like that's proud of him and whatnot. Yeah. So coming into his own, and I hope he can keep it up. You know, I don't want he has like one bad game. You see, I told you he's horrible. Right. Come on, man. What do we say when Aaron Rodgers has a bad game? Oh, it's okay. It's all right. He'll be better next week. But you know, if Lamar's a bad game, you see, guys, he's the worst.
Yeah.
You know.
Yeah.
So let's all things being equal, doing great this year. He's still young, everybody, and I hope he keeps getting better and growing.
I agree.
Fun to watch. Fun to watch.
And last but not least, you want to poke at James about the Cleveland, because I heard y'all doing a little talk yesterday. We got the game tomorrow, Thursday night. Steelers and the Browns. That's a big rivalry game. I think the Steelers is somehow they got hot again. They're looking good. And Cleveland won one game. They started beating their chest all over again. What the heck is going on?
Oh my God!
Goodness,
right, dude?
Beating their chest.
You lose 4 games and you beat the Bills, who don't have any offense. Yeah, we're so good. Come on,
Believerland. Believerland. That's what it is. That Cleveland.
Believerland?
Believerland. That's what they call Cleveland. Believerland. Yeah. So, hey, I don't know. So, hopefully, I don't know. I can't even speak on it. Because Cleveland, I don't know if I want them to win. I don't know if I want Pittsburgh to win. It's just one of the things. Just be entertained.
The no hype in me says, Pittsburgh, I hope you win. The hype in me says, Pittsburgh, I hope you win. Just to shut the fans up.
Yep, that's what it is. That's what
and just like, it's the ref's fault. It's this fault. No, man, just call it as it is. Baker completes like 54% of his passes. They're horrible. They're last in the red zone. They can't complete a pass or score in the red zone. Just call it like it is. They're not good yet.
Okay.
Yet. Have all the talent. Yet.
Okay.
Give them a year. Just calm down.
And that's no hype, y'all. I think that might have been hype. That was a little hype in there. But, that's just pretty much what it is. So we got a big day on Saturday for you, man.
Yeah, man.
Big papa over here.
We're going to try to get a quick showing with my man Shane on Saturday if we can scoot away from everybody real quick, you know.
Oh, we're going to scoot away. We're going to scoot away from a lot of people. So looking forward to that. But, hey, great show, 43.
Man, 43. Dang, only 50, man. We've been doing this since, January 1st.
I think our pension is time. It's time for us to draw a pension for this right now, right? AAA, what's that? We need. What's the AARP?
AARP. We need that. Yeah, we'll be back. We're old men right now.
We'll be back on the radio soon by January, you guys. We're trying to do what we got to do. You know, he's going through a change right now. You know, becoming Big Daddy and everything.
Yep.
And building the business up. Be sure to come on in to Alice, and we got some great trainers here. And you got the Alice boys and Seth, Travis, and Dan. And you got a bunch of independent trainers like myself and Kristen and Max and Bailey and Brittany and C-Train. And I can go on and on. But thank you for watching.
Let me guess, Tracy?
Nope.
Oh, Tracy. So you didn't call this time.
You're going to get me in trouble. My sister called.
All right, guys, we'll see you in episode 44.
Sound good.
All right.